An interface contains a set of abstract methods that must be implemented in the classes. First, you will create an interface and implement that interface inside the class. Inside the interface, you will have an abstract methods or properties. The same must be implemented in the corresponding child classes. Interface acts as a contract for the class. Interface forces the class to have a specific properties and methods. Here, the benefit of interface is that the other developers can access the properties and methods of the interface even if the child class is not ready as of now. For example, I am making an interface and providing to you. That means I am giving a promise that I will be creating a child class which contains the same properties and methods so that without hesitation or confusion, you can access all the properties and methods without worrying about whether those properties and methods are available in the actual class or not. Interface provides that guarantee because it is the contract. So in this way, interface can act as a mediator between one developer to other developer, or sometimes it acts as a mediator between the Angular framework and Angular developer. For example, Angular developer says that these particular methods are required in the component class. So how Angular framework ensures that in the component you will define those properties and methods? It is possible by using interfaces. If the interface is implemented by the component class, it surely implements the properties and methods of the interface. Otherwise, it will be a compile time error in TypeScript. So for ensuring the properties and methods to be defined in the class, we use interfaces. So we have a folder called C::JS, and in this folder I am trying to create a file called interfaces.js. Here I am creating an interface. For example, iEmployee. And in this interface, I am trying to create a property called salary with number data type and a method called getTags. It is of number data type. Sorry, the file extension should be .ts. It is recommended to prefix the interface names with capital I, which means that I for interface. So whenever a class implements this particular interface, that particular class must implement that above mentioned property and method. For example, the employee class implements the iEmployee interface. If the class doesn't implement the interface properties or methods, you will see this kind of method saying that incorrectly implements interface iEmployee. So the class must be having the same property with the same data type and also method name with the same parameters and return type. And I can return some tags based on the salary. For example, tax is the 10% of the salary. While creating object, you can specify the interface as the data type of the object. So for this reference variable, you can either specify the data type as a class name, that is employee, or the interface can also be used as data type. So without worrying or doubting whether the properties and methods are implemented in the class, you can directly access the properties and methods of the interface through this particular reference variable. So the interface itself provides the surety that the property called salary and method called getTags must be implemented in the child class. This is the actual benefit of using interface. Suppose, for example, if the salary is equal to 10,000, the same will be displayed in the output, and its 10%, that is 1000, will be displayed in case of get tags. So let's execute this TS file in the command prompt. I have located the folder, that is c::js, and let me compile the interface.ts file into JS file. So tsc interfaces.ts, it has successfully compiled. So interfaces.js file was created. And now run the command node interfaces.js. So as you can see, the output of salary is 10,000 and the output of get tags is 1000. So in the interface methods, we will not write any definition, but we must implement the same in the corresponding child classes. In case if you say that this particular property or method is optional, you can add question mark, which indicates that that particular property is optional. So in this case, even though the child class doesn't implement that particular property or method, the implementation will be valid. But of course, since the salary property does not exist, we are getting error. For example, if you return a fixed value, for example 1000, the program compiles successfully and we will get the normal output. Anyway, let me undo the changes. This is how you build interfaces in TypeScript.